today I have a review for you on these new NYX Lip Suede Cream Lipsticks. So these were recently released, probably like 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I know that they are sold out now, but hopefully they will come back in stock. I know that there was like a lot of hype around these. They said that they would release them at the beginning of summer, and they didn't end up releasing them until probably about 2 weeks ago, and I know some people were upset about that, but they eventually were released. There is 12 shades in total, and I have all 12. I purchased them the first day that they were released, so I made sure to get them all so I could do this video for you guys. As I said, I purchased them online and they are $7 each, so they're relatively inexpensive along the spectrum of liquid lipsticks. I know that there are the LA Girl ones as well as the ColourPop ones, which fall a little bit more inexpensive than these ones, but there are ones that are way more expensive, like the Anastasia ones, the Jeffree Star ones. Those ones are all around the $20 mark, so in the grand scheme of things, for $7 for each of these, I think it's relatively inexpensive for a liquid lipstick. I was really excited for these because I love a lot of NYX products. I love their soft matte lip creams, and I love liquid lipsticks in general, so I was really excited to sort of see the texture difference on these ones compared to other liquid lipsticks, what they were like, the shade range, and in general I was just really excited to pick them up because I love liquid lipsticks so much. Overall, I think the fact that they say liquid suede is definitely an indicator the fact that these are not a pure liquid lipsticks. It says cream lipstick, and it's definitely what I would say that they are. They go on almost liquidy, but not as liquidy as like the Anastasia liquid lipsticks. The texture of these remind me of a combination of the Anastasia liquid lipsticks as well as the NYX soft matte lip cream. It's almost like a liquid mousse texture. The Anastasia liquid lipsticks are quite liquidy and then they dry down completely matte, where the NYX soft matte lip creams are very moussey in texture. These are not completely liquidy, but they're not completely moussey. It's almost like a combination of the two. So because they have sort of a combination of the two, I feel like they take a while to dry down. It takes at least like 2 to 5 minutes depending on the shade for them to dry down matte. And when they dry down, they almost still have, I would say, like a tackiness to them without being tacky. It's almost like they're not quite dry. So they do transfer a little bit. They aren't that pure matte sort of liquid lipstick texture that is really the rage right now. It's like they almost dry down completely matte, so they don't migrate and they don't really transfer, but as you eat or if you kiss someone or if you sort of lick your lips, they will come off a little bit because they have not a complete dry down, if that makes any sense. I have them all swatched here, and I swatched them probably about 2 to 3 minutes ago before I started this video. They're not all completely dry. They do have a little bit of shine to them. They're not like completely matte, but they don't have like a shininess to them. It's almost like they have that soft matte shine to them, similar to the Maybelline matte lipsticks where they don't look completely matte on the lips and they have almost just like a slight shine to them. If I were to stick my finger on any of these, they would come off, and you could definitely see transfer on my finger, especially because they're not fully dry. So maybe once they're fully dry, I can show you what I mean, the fact that they do transfer a little bit without being completely transferable. I feel like I do really like the texture of these. I wish that they were a little bit more matte so they don't transfer, but they are a nice alternative to some of the other really drying matte lipsticks. There is qualities in them, like I think some sort of oils that will hydrate your lips, and I think due to that is why they do transfer a little bit. So if you find normal liquid lipstick, something like the Anastasia liquid lipsticks, really drying, these might be more sort of lip friendly because they are a little bit more hydrating and a little bit less overall drying. Most of the liquid lipsticks that are out there usually have like a paint scent that kind of fades as it dries down matte. It's not something that I'm a huge fan of, but it's not something that I can really smell after I've applied it. These, I guess because they have those oils in them as well as the fact that they pretty much never fully dry down, it has a little bit of a fruity scent, nothing that I can really smell once I've applied it, and it's something that I really have to like stick my nose to it to smell, but it is slightly there, and I think it's a nice alternative to some of the other liquid lipsticks that smell like paint. These ones have that sort of a little bit of a fruity scent. So as I said, there are 12 shades. There's a good sort of color range in the shades. There's quite a few bright shades, as you can see here. There's a few nudes, a lot of like really sort of different shades, which I think is really nice. A lot of liquid lipsticks are coming out with those sort of different shades shades, the ones that are either like blue or anything like that. So I think that it's nice that NYX did that. I wish there would be a few more neutral shades, but that's just because I love nudes so much. But there is a good number of nudes, a good number of sort of like neutral shades, and then there's the good number of bright ones. Not all these shades are for everyone, so I would definitely pick and choose which ones you like the most. I don't think that I would necessarily wear some of the more brighter ones like the purple ones or anything like that, but I figured if I was purchasing a number of them, I might as well purchase all of them and just do a video on it. I do like liquid lipsticks for the fact that you can mix them, so you can tame down some of the more brighter ones and mix them with some of the more neutral ones so that you can get more of a wearable shade if you don't wear the brights as often. So to go over the shades, I am going in number order. All of these have numbers to them, numbers 1 through 12, as well as real names, and I put them in number order so it'd be a little bit easier for you to find them on the website. The first one is number 01, and it's called Stone Fox. This is probably the most popular one, I would say, in the entire collection. A lot of people were talking about it. It's like a tealy gray color. I feel like depending on what your undertones of your skin is, it definitely appears differently for each person. I've seen a lot of people swatch this where it looks a lot more teal and a lot more green, where on me it looks a lot more blue and a lot more gray. And I think that just depending on your skin undertones, it definitely can sort of read different ways. But this is definitely a unique shade. I've never seen anything like it. It's like a tealy gray blue shade. It's really unique and it's really pretty. I am actually really excited to wear this even though it's such a different shade. The next one is called Life's a Beach. This one is probably the most coral out of the entire collection. It has warm pink undertones and it's a really light sort of bright pink, so I think a lot of people could wear this. It's still bright, but it's not too bright where it becomes a little bit too neon, or some people might feel a little bit uncomfortable with more bright lipsticks on. The next one is called Cherry Skies. This is the deepest burgundy red shade. It's quite deep, it's quite burgundy, it has cool undertones in it, and you could definitely probably sheer this out and get a little bit of a lighter red color. The next one is called Soft Spoken. This one is a mid-tone mauve-y brown color. This is probably one of my favorite ones out of the entire collection. I like the mauviness to it, and I like that it's not too dark. So sometimes the mauve lipsticks can look a little bit too dark on someone who's fair like myself, so I do really enjoy the fact that this is more of like a mid-tone mauve. Next one is called Orange County, and this is a really bright neon orange. So if you want a really bright neon orange, I would go for this one. I would be interested to sort of combine this with one of the nude shades to sort of tone it down and make it a little bit more coral, but I really enjoy how bright and neon this orange is. The next one is called Suede. This one is the lighter purple out of the collection. There are two purples. This is more of like a bright lavender color. It's not really like milky lavender, it's more of like a neon bright lavender. The next one is called Sandstorm. This one is the lightest nude out of the entire collection. It's a lot more nude than that other nude one I really liked, which was called Soft Spoken. This one is more of like a brown with a slight pink undertones of a light nude. It's definitely not super light. It definitely could be worn with a lot of skin tones. It's not too nude and it's not too concealer, so a lot of skin tones could pull off this nude, I think. The next one is called Pink Lust. This is a bright neon, almost magenta pink color. It's a little bit deeper than most bright pinks, but it is really, really neon. The next one is probably my second favorite out of the collection. It's called Tea and Cookies. This is almost like a nude pink color. It's really pink, so it definitely leans more on the pink side than a more of like a neutral nude, but it is quite light. It's very similar tone in the sense of sort of nudeness to that other nude one, which was called Sandstorm. They're very similar. I would say that they pair well together. One of them is just more brown and the other one is just a lot more pink. The next one is called Amethyst. This is the deepest purple in the collection. It's a really deep purple, almost leaning a little bit more on the royal blue family, but it is still quite purple. The next one is called Kitten Heels. This one is probably the one red out of the entire collection. I mean, the other one is quite burgundy red, but this one is like a pure basic red. It is very neutral. It doesn't lean too cool and it doesn't lean too neutral. And the last one, which is a surprise favorite, I didn't think I would like it as much as I do. It's called Vintage. This one is like a purple mauve. It's deep and it has brown undertones. It's definitely still quite mauve. It is quite deep, so I'm really excited to wear this in the fall. Overall, I do really enjoy these liquid suede cream lipsticks by NYX. I think that they're a really nice addition to any sort of liquid lipstick collection. They're different enough texture that sort of they warrant themselves. They don't have the same sort of liquid lipstick feel as the rest of the liquid lipsticks that I have, but they do last for a considerable amount of time. They feel really nice on the lips. They don't feel overly drying. I mean, they're not extremely moisturizing. I wouldn't replace my lip balm with these, but they do feel really nice on the lips. So if you're someone who doesn't like liquid lipsticks because they are too drying, or if you want to switch it up and you wear liquid lipsticks all the time but you feel like sometimes your lips just get too dry with them, these are sort of a nice alternative. I would definitely recommend for you to try a few shades when they come back in stock, so definitely check out their website and watch them to make sure that you purchase them when they do come back in stock. I hope you all have enjoyed this video that I've done on these NYX Liquid Suede Cream Lipsticks. If you have tried them and have any thoughts on them, definitely let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and make sure you subscribe so you can see all my upcoming videos. Thanks so much for watching, and stay tuned.